What do you think we're going to see? Which civilizations are the most probable here? Because there's some really strong driver civilizations that haven't made it through the draft.
Well, it usually is Japanese and Romans are the top two go-to.
Go-to civilizations, but Sandfish definitely didn't want to see any of them on Dry River. Really wants to shake up the meta for that map this time.
You have Goths, and they're fine. Can fall off a little bit. I actually really like Bulgarians, given how aggressive the map is. That Man at Arms assignment is huge. So I think we'll see Bulgarians for Dry River and Goths.
But
Maybe
Bulgarians just to be a little bit smooth on the timing, Goths just to get the numbers out, yeah.
Yeah, you've got Goths, but Goths are a bit quite diverse, a bit more options than Bulgarians. So like you could see even like Armenians here, because I don't know where else you would really want to play Armenians, to be honest. Unless you're playing them on
Armenians, yeah. Honestly, that's something I've been saying the whole time. Armenians is the Dry River map civilization, because every time we see a map that turns into Man-at-Arms spam, longsword spam in Feudal Age is just better. It is kind of what the pros are doing on Morass, which is just build your mills onto the shorefish and expand. It's spam those longswords and win against the Man-at-Arms of any other civilizations.
Yeah. As I say, like Armenians, like they're quite hard to play on like Dry River, because if you force longsword, then you actually lose because it's very expensive, even in Feudal Age that is. But if like you time it perfectly, like you just dominate on Dry River. I have a very bad experience playing against Armenians on Dry River, as Bulgarians, funny enough, against Nostombi, who decided to about 5 minutes after I got mad at Arms, he was there with 15 longswords, and I was like, well, I'm dead.
Okay.
So they can be very, very, very good, but also a big curse.
Yeah. It is a big investment in the beginning, but once you are through it, you can outclass. Okay.
We were okay too. I don't mind the woo.
The Wu are great, but I'm not sure if they're that great for this map, because this map has so much fish bonus. You want your units constantly fighting. You don't really take the regeneration in that much. I think it's great for other hybrid maps. A lot better for other hybrid maps because of the extra food you get from the dock. And here we are, game 1, Fennec Fox versus Sandfish. And as you said, it's currently Bulgarians against Goths on a map that is just very Man-at-Arms central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. It's gonna be swords. It's gonna be more swords, and when swords don't work, you make more swords. That's Dry River in a nutshell.
It is. The map looks a little bit awkward for Sandfish with the Shorefish generation. It kind of wanted to avoid his space, but there's enough to decide. We just have to go a little bit more south, and we will have a lot of access there.
Yes, it's a bit of scuff gen. Probably the worst you could hope for without it being bugged.
Yeah.
Although that secondary gold is Titanic.
Oh, Otter, Japanese were banned. Japanese and Romans were both banned.
Yes, they are by far the best civs on this map.
That's the only reason we see other civs for once.
Yeah, again, this map's got a clear, identified meta, and you want to pick Japanese or Romans if they're going. And I would even go as far to say, no matter where this map is, they are your first pick civs.
Yeah.
Even if you hate it, you still pick them to give yourself a much better chance. Got some Bulgarians. And I dislike Goths now, given that they don't get the hub bonus. Well, they don't kill elephants in like 3 shots, but I mean, they are still a great early game.
I mean, that's bonus. I never felt like a bonus to me. Once I learned how to lure boars, it was just more of a hindrance than anything.
Yeah, it's a hindrance when that one time you do forget, and then you kill your boar. You're like, oh well. Shit.
Yeah, though you can't even do that anymore with the TC.
Yeah.
Just they really fixed it and removed it at the very same time.
Yeah.
But on top of that, they have a very nice hunt bonus that will start ticking here. That's why we want to push those additional deer in to get a lot more food from them. First villagers coming out is building houses. Are probably going to loot it. Second point instead of going for a mill already. But Fennec Fox is moving out with some villages for the mill. And is more or less just scouting the area instead of pushing deer.
Okay, so I will give a bit of insight here that I think only I can give, given I was the only person and so far to play with Huggy. This map was in Discord Community Cup for the GB, and the meta very much quickly shifted to, after watching like the top bracket, top players play, to going out for the mill pretty early. And this was even classed as late, so this is a very early mill, but it really does pay off. So
Yeah,
I have
Sharpish
heard
is the...
a few people say that Fox is Huggy, so just want to put that out there.
Okay, okay.
And Huggy did play in that a lot.
Yeah. Fennec Fox is out here with the villages already, not really going for the hunt, and the Sharpish is the fastest get food for villages at this stage if we don't have a bonus like the Mongol hunt bonus.
Yes, that's right.
And Sandfish is going for the singular pond. This this is
Yeah,
not the best spot to be in. And that's the issue with pushing the air. If we wouldn't have gone for the push, then we would have found that there is kind of a scarcity of food in this area.
yeah. I mean, it is the issue. Obviously, as Goth, you do want to push your deer in. I suppose it's not too bad considering you're not going to just want to place one mill anyway, so you can spread out. But
Yeah,
I
he
would like
scouted
to.
nothing besides that, so he had absolutely no clue that
As you mentioned earlier, I would like him to go down towards the south bit
yeah.
because that feels kind of safe. It's a fairest possible away from his opponent, so it should be fine to go down south
Yeah.
and to
It,
the right side of the map.
it is a really good area. It's as you say in a much safer spot than keeping the villages in the more forward location.
Yeah.
It's just that the initial mill will not pay off as it usually would for most players here.
Well,
Like,
in a positive news, Sandfish does have like the timing of about 40 seconds to feudal age. So
yeah. That timing is there. Units are being produced. We do have the mining camp on gold, so this barracks should not stop producing anytime soon. Honestly, this barracks should have a better idle time than the town center.
Yes. Say, well, if Goth can get going, we've had a very clean build for Sandfish. 6 on wood is perfectly fine because you're not actually wanting to add farms in. 2 on gold, you can spam for days.
Okay. Xanus has asked me to change player colors. I guess I'm just changing Fennec Fox to red.
Yeah. I think that's perfectly reasonable given the colour clash we've had.
Yeah.
Okay,
No! Why does it hurt you so much that I changed the player colors? Would you prefer to stay teal?
Jarosty loves his teal. That's why he loves his teal. Manatom's timing is in for Sandfish.
Yeah, and
The
the numbers
second
aren't there
barracks.
for Fennec Fox. Second barracks is being built, but is interrupted.
I mean, Vills do help. Vills
Oh,
are completely
yeah.
fine here. 1 dead Vill for 2 Man-at-Arms. I think you'll take that.
Nice use of the heal to get rid of that scout, and scouts are still so very important. Sandwich has really noticed that, at least as an important condition here. If your opponent's scout isn't there, he will not be able to find where we expand on the fish, to find any weak spots in the base. Keeping that scout alive is always such a great move, and I think it keeps better players apart by quite a bit sometimes.
Yes. This is where like my bias comes in now. I'm already on Team Fennec Fox because Sandfish has added in 1 skirmisher, and I despise skirmishers with all my heart. So I am the full Fennec Fox.
I don't despise skirmishes. I despise that skirmishes still counter infantry.
I just didn't. That's why I hate them. That's why I despise them. They're just. Ugh.
And I like them when they do their job against archers, but when they are kiting my men-at-arms and I have armor on the men-at-arms, but it doesn't do anything because the opponent does just some stutter step micro, then it's just annoying. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Me too. And better of the engagements for Sandfish to kill the villain and a scout, so definitely got the more cost-effective trade, given that he's got as well.
But we are using the Bulgarian bonus quite nicely. Have built the blacksmith already, got the armor for the infantry, and have 2 barracks up, so we're trying to spam the units a little bit more, but those barracks are not working enough.
They aren't, but as you pointed out earlier, like Sandfish is on a pretty poor mill, so he's had to expand out, so that food eco will just momentarily take a hit.
Yeah, he already found a really nice spot with that new mill.
He did, but it is very exposed.
The biggest issue right now is the numbers. Sandfish is really building up the military. A few man-at-arms in the front and mostly just some range units in the back will be the bane of just infantry spam.
It's true. I mean, armor is in, so the skirms are all but useless now, but there are a few archers in there, and again, they counter infantry very well.
Yeah, but we don't have fletching yet. That might matter. Blacksmith is just now going up for Sandfish. So yeah, there is a timing that can be taken here. The issue is, as mentioned earlier, the scout has been sniped, so we will not find that expansion with the mill. It is vulnerable, but it is in a spot where I would believe Fennec Fox won't look for a long time. Unless we're trying to sneak those 2 men-at-arms in the south a little bit more.
We won't. We won't, but the
GG is... Oh, that is a very early call.
But he just feels like he's too far away and taken some pretty poor engagements. And
yeah.
I understand him because he's just lost all his man-at-arms and not got a kill for them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Man-at-arm play is one stage of the road, but the natural progression is just adding that range and getting the numbers up. I think for the Bulgarians, he's actually would not be in a bad spot if instead of that second barracks, he would have gone maybe for the instant blacksmith or the range at that point. Because he can so easily also get the ranged upgrades on top compared to Sandfish.
That's true. I actually wouldn't mind seeing him going to scouts potentially as well. Stopping with the man-at-arms and I don't know, going a couple man-at-arms and scouts, going super heavy on the scouts, given that they actually kill scams now.
Work percentage of the Bulgarian barracks? Yeah, it is not too good. Like 60% all-time production. It's definitely not what you want. It's definitely not why you add a second one. That you nearly would have achieved the same thing with just 1 barracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the A Pro stats. That's building percent effectiveness. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, we see one kind of tiny thing. I mean, I would call it a big thing. Is the double bit X. It hasn't been researched by Fennec Fox in all the pressure that was going on.
It's Huggy. Everybody makes a mistake is Huggy to me, and no double attacks and no economy killer is Huggy. So that's what I live and breathe for. To insult that man until he has to do work for me, and then I like him. Very good, very clean game from. Obviously, we're criticising Fox and resigning and some of his gameplay, but Sandfish was pretty clean.
Yeah, clean short game, and kind of the reason why I don't like this map.
Yeah, I'm glad it's finished. It's still a good. It's still a good map every so often, but I'm glad it's finished.
Yeah.
I thought I was done after my last tournament, and I've come back, and I was like, oh, I didn't agree to do this.
definitely would have liked to see the game to be longer, just to get more into into it for the players.
Yeah, we just need more swords. That's it.
But let's go back to the scene. It should be this one. So, game 1, I actually need to look at something. I don't know if I can cross out what has been played and what hasn't been played in the scene as it is currently set up. Otherwise we will just have to use our memory. Yeah, I can't click on any of it. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. So, right-click interact. Oh my god, that actually is a thing. I never knew that was a thing. I just never interacted with it. Okay. So the first game is over. Thank you very much for telling me. And we have won with the Goths against the Bulgarians. Okay, now where do you think this might be going?
I think in a best of 5, I always say you can pick your opponent's home map because it's you still have 2 more losses under your belt if you've lost, but you might just go for your own home map. It could be Immersion or the other one, which I can't see. Desert Paradise. That's it. Apologies.
There's Paradise. I'm also thinking people always talk about home maps, but I think one aspect that can be forgotten with home maps is maybe the first home map the opponent picks for themselves is also your first home map, and you're just happy they've already picked it. So it's not that it's a little bit more rigid than I'm good on my maps, you're good on your map.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, like people can have favorites, and there's no you can't really scout your opponent in this either, given everything's hidden, so the opponents can't even see the map drafts in previous sets. So
yeah,
as you say, like your home map could be opponents. You know, they might be laughing like they've got that map for all they know.
I mean, at that point, as far as I understood, they had absolutely no idea of the games were already played. It's only the finals where they know of the first set that were played. So only the finalists will have an idea who they are playing.
And don't forget, you'll be like, oh, perfect, right ahead of me.
I change it before I do the countdown. Otherwise,
Oh, perfect. So I was thinking, make sure you get your overlay, and then
I'm more nervous I mess stuff up when I tap out after clicking play again. Okay, but well, Fennec Fox picked their own home map in Canyon Lake. Quite an aggressive map that usually starts off with some water play. But I honestly would have expected something like Wu to pick for this map and not Mongols. Does this map have a lot of extra hunt? The hunt are easily pushable. Okay. You have 2 groups of additional deer nearby your town center. They can be easily pushed. So something like Mongols maybe has a super fast fuel, while your opponent delays their fuel age slightly by going for a dock, and you just skip the dock at this point.
Yeah, there is that potential as well. So I always, when there's fish like this, there's 5 deep fish. So I still think it's worth docking even for a couple of fishing ships. But just even if you lose them, you just go, okay, whatever. Like it's not a huge difference, but does provide a nice advantage. So apart from this, it's 5 deep fish and then a really super open map. So with a lot of hunt, even neutral expansion options for TCs and whatnot. So I think Mongols is a very clever pick, and I do really rate it.
Hey, as the chat mentions 4 on wood for the Mongols already, so maybe they're going for a super fast dock build here by just using the hunt. So they only need, they only keep 4 villages into the TC working, or are sending the dock villager forward now.
This is definitely something prep then and
Yeah,
practice.
yeah.
I do like that. But we are quite a ways away from a dock. I'm still 20 wood away. And we are force dropping off like a madman.
Yeah,
Trying to get
yeah.
that dock.
Honestly, the dock could have been built, and then you add the house afterward. The house was added a little bit early, but when it
Yes.
wasn't needed, just because in the usual build, that village that goes for the dock does that.
Usually, what you can probably get away with is one more on food. Go build a dock house, and then you're set. Because like, we got the dock up, but we can't afford a fishing ship, so
Yeah. Oh, what a scuffed lure on red just now. That elephant has very little HP left, so we need to really pay attention here. That was unfortunate. I was looking at that 3C in particular when it happened, but nice recovery. Honestly, if the elephant had a little bit less HP, that would have been really, really bad, but it still had enough to be hit twice.
huggy law. Yeah, obviously, I'm mean, but I'm not that mean. I can get on board with a lot of huggy slander, but not that. It's too far.
Fishing ships are on the water. Sandfish is ahead just by one fishing ship for now. First fishing ship coming out for Fennec Box.
It's an otter law. That's what it is. Yeah, like go back on. You mentioned Mongols, and with Khmer too. Like we say, there's not a lot of deep fish, so having cracked farms and an open map is, I mean, another amazing lore as well. Speaking of the Khmer, truly inspiring. And a great lumber camp as well, which certainly will not run out of efficiency after by feudal age. But but I mean Khmer are great as well, right? You have the houses you can hide into, so on a super open map they are very strong. And say like
Yeah,
scouts on this map should be the opposite of last one. Should be very, very scout heavy. And I'll be honest, I kind of prefer Khmer for super long scout games.
I'm more on the side of the Khmer skip the barracks, and that is their issue. The possibility for the opponent to add spears is always such a strong meta in pure scout wars. Like suddenly the one player, oh, we lost our scout against the wood line. We're apparently trying to hit a villager there. Got followed in.
Yeah, so no loom, and then decided to go in and die.
Oh, even killed a villager. I see that villager there.
Okay, Javesty, I'm on Team Huggy. No, this is Huggy. I get where you're cooking now.
This is a fast castle.
NFC 18.
Do we have 3 villages long distance mining gold? The Fennec Fox is going up really late with the pop here for a feudal rush. Oh no, we are off the gold now. And only just have clicked up when Sandfish reached the next age, so this is not the best position to be in. We're also sending a really weak villager to the wood line. If that scout runs around there, that might be an easy snack, though. It is walled in now, behind some houses. And the good thing for the Khmer, they can completely wall off the wood line here and still send new villages whenever they want, because houses are kind of gates for them. But as you already mentioned, this wood line, it's literally a line. It doesn't have much substance on it, and we'll overchop here quite fast. Score, by the way, yeah, thank you very much. That was first game was a victory for Sandfish.
Yes, it was. They're losing our fish as well, and
Guys on the water.
This feels like Fennec Fox feels like a good player who hasn't practiced a huge amount, whereas Sandfish feels like a less quality player, a slightly weaker player who has prepped.
Yeah.
Because there's still quite a lot of mistakes in the Sandfish build and whatnot, timings are all off, etc. But has clearly prepped some stuff, so he's starting to just beat out slightly better opponents with timings and whatnot. That's what I'm judging so far, anyway.
Yeah, Fennec only just now built the stable, already lost the water, and in the meantime, Sandfish not only afforded their own stable, also afforded a range on top of that, and has archer production running to support scouts.
I actually really like the range edition, even though I feel this map's going to be super heavy on scouts. Woodline's walled, and it's a pretty poor woodline.
You just put your archers on the other side of the houses, and those villages are not working anymore.
Exactly. That's why I do like them. And as well, we've invested into a mining camp and we made one fire. So
Second stable. Oh, we got the gold earlier, so we could instantly go for bloodlines as Fennec Fox. But that's not even it's not even an advantage. Sandfish actually manages to afford bloodlines on top of it. The resource discrepancy is already really showing. 500 resource difference at this point is huge.
Yeah, it's massive, and I still wouldn't actually hate one more fishing ship as well, just to get that deep fish in.
Yeah, you kind of have the water secured for now. The opponent isn't investing anything into it anymore. Also, I looked at the fish, and there was not even 200 fish gathered for Fennec Fox from the deep fish. So the investment of the 100 wood for the dock and 150 for the dock, 150 for the fishing ships, it hasn't paid off.
It has not really. No, I mean the fire ship is an investment for sure, but it's just more eco dead. So I understand it. Yeah, but Huggy, this is the issue where it's not you because you have more than 3 farms on double stable build, so it can't be you.
We're up to 10 farms now. But...
Yeah, this is prime. Oh.
But the archers are coming into position for the woodline. In the meantime, the scouts are not at home anymore. They are going forward, and there's not too many on the field. They will find a wall of woodline.
It's not walled. There's a hole. You can dive in. The woodline on the left side is not walled. It could be devastating.
I think there's a villager just chopping the tree now that is blocking that on the left side.
Oh yes, true. I have small trees, so I can't see. That's a shame.
Yeah, we are forced to build a defensive tower here. Luckily, those archers do not have fletching, so they will not be able to do too much damage. But we had a weak villager on the woodline, and it got sniped. Now we're fighting scouts versus scouts here, but both players have bloodlines, so that advantage isn't counting much here.
Well, we have 9 scouts in the field, so...
9 scouts on the field, and all of them are collapsing now onto Sandfish scouts. He needs to run away. That is actually quite a nice mass that we managed to build here in the last few minutes.
Absolutely, and woodline could be exposed. The berries are being long pulled for Sandfish, so...
There's market
chance. Yeah, I don't hate the market. You can sell your stone for full price, knowing that your opponent has...
We also have a lot of gold on hand.
That is true.
The scouts should jump the spears currently. Yes, that is a really nice jump. The spears also didn't get a lot of hits there. Attack upgrade has come in for Sandfish, but with the numbers, that is not that big of an advantage here.
It isn't, and...
It's going to be used. We do not want to fight on this hill, though. Yes, it is a nice bonus, but with the numbers, once again, we're just going to lose our Mars, and Fennec Fox is going to get a really nice map control here with the double stable blade. 10 scouts against 4 scouts on the map.
And yeah, minus the wood for Fennec Fox, his food eco's looking really solid. His gold eco's looking pretty bit too much, but...
Yeah, that lumber camp is super inefficient, but those villages will have really nicely trained calves.
That is true. I feel like if we get a bit more on wood, we can try and click up and get another lumber camp down as well.
Yeah. Fennec Fox is really moving towards clicking to Castle Age currently. That might be really, really good for them if they keep the pressure open.
Try some of that wood eco. We'll probably hop out and build another lumber camp on the other side of them deer. Or they are smurfs for me. So they are ostriches, apologies. But we have clicked up and another lumber camp down and we're in a healthy spot.
We have clicked up while our opponent has just clicked for scale barding armor. There is going to be a window of the game here where Sandfish does have a stronger and better army on the field and might be able to deal a lot of damage. But currently, he's just waiting at home. And Fennec Fox is exactly doing what I want to see, adding more scouts.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you can get that light cav upgrade as well. Click up, there's no blacksmith out, so light cav is kind of #1 priority at the moment.
I definitely would love to see a Blacksmith edition though. We have the 150 wood on hand, and there it is dropped instantly next to the gold. Those upgrades will be so important, and we might have already noticed that our opponent had at least the attack upgrade earlier.
Yeah, as long as you get like, I don't know, I think attack when you've seen a couple of spears as well probably makes more sense in this situation.
Yeah. Attack makes more sense. We know there were archers at some point, but Sandfish hasn't shown any archers in a while, and there's only one sitting in that range.
Also, I don't think the build's actually been too bad. I think it was the ball laws which kind of put Fox behind. You can't afford any mistakes against Mongols. And the 2 ball laws were pretty awful.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's put him behind slightly.
Both armies moving forward at pretty much the same times. Upgrades coming in for Fennec Fox though. Sandfish is still continuing to go forward, is probably in a panic mode here, needs to find the damage, and with the army not being at home, might actually be able to do so. But the damage that Sandfish should find should be so much more with Light Cap coming in. The attack upgrade just now coming in. The scouts are diving the town center. Get a villager kill, but did not survive. Could have hopped into the house there. One knight at home. You do not want to have that knight fight those scouts, because that is a fight that will backfire fast. In the meantime, scouts are diving, but now we're diving town center and haven't really focused on the armor. First armor is in, second armor not. There's a lot of spears at home. I hope we're not throwing too much of the mass here, and I honestly don't think we are. This looks like a really nice cleanup. Villagers are now fighting the light cap, and they're just going down. This is a really nice fight for Fennec Fox, and should or could actually be the game, but Sandfish actually managed to click up behind all of this.
Yeah, it's going into what though? You just lost 20 vills. 20
lost
vills
20 vills, but if we look at the KD, actually, Sandfish got a lot of villager kills behind us too.
True, there is that, I suppose, and Wheelbarrow will help you bounce back just a tad quicker as well. But 24 to 28 vills.
And all those farms are idled. Nothing is working right now. We will not have any resources to produce anything once we hit Castle Age.
A giga forward siege workshop.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You just make one mangonel or scorpion the woodline of the opponent is dead.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to try to find a way back into the woodland. There's 5 knights on the field, and we couldn't deal with light cav. How are we going to deal with knights?
There's a demo in the dock, but I don't think it will matter. We're really avoiding the middle for the fights here. Light cav are now fighting the remaining scouts. Get a little bit of a few hill hits here, but now, yeah, no, the scout numbers just weren't there. Have been cleaned up. Sandfish reached Castle Age. No military units on the field. Is starting to pump out camels. Definitely the best choice of unit.
Yes, so
that he could make at this point. But we have 0 on gold because too many villages in that area died, so we will not be able to just produce to get the numbers out.
We see the siege workshop coming. Our woodland under attack. We're still in this if we are Sandfish, but that res collected has evened out. And obviously it's starting to very much catch up. We're going for a mangonel over a scorpion, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
I'm more of a mangonel guy. I generally get a scorpion when the opponent's army is calling for that, and currently it's camels, so mangonel I think would do better. The one thing I generally would love to see in support though is a forward monastery.
Yeah, wouldn't hate that either.
Mangonel could actually aid in the fight a little bit, but the knight numbers are doing the work by themselves.
Yeah, trade pretty evenly. Camels are all dead, and now Family is back to where he was before, but no army on the field, and he can win a mess.
Yeah. I just want to see the mangonel come more forward. The mangonel could deny the gold. GG has been called. And we have 1-1.
1 raid is all it took.
We love to see it, and that was a game with a lot of action.
Yeah, it was very much Fox given every opportunity for Sandfish to win with a much better build, and then completely throwing it all away. That's how
Yeah.
that's the best explanation I can give for the game, to be honest.
Our base is just saying that he was Fennec Fox. Nice stretch, just make horses.
Yeah, horse is fun.
Horse is fun and simple. Yeah.
Resigning with Squally, odd thing to do, potentially.
Scully doesn't mean much. The difference here is the position. That's
Yeah.
and you won't be able to produce camels. Keep your town center working with everything that's going on at this point. Score is water and scouting. I mean, yeah. The water is a lot of score here. Now I have to do the thing where I move back to the scene. And at the same time, cross off the civilization that were used, which I didn't know was possible before. Intact. So we won a game with the commerce here.
It's a very low priority pick as well.
Against the Mongols, a low priority pick against a high priority pick. It's kind of interesting to me that this map, with the big middle pond that is quite as accessible, it's not really focused around water civilizations, but just purely cavalry civilizations. I guess the mobility on the map is great, but there are also civilizations that kind of get a dock bonus and allow you then to transform that into mobile units.
Yes, you want like a mobile civ that is okay on hybrid. So you want like your Mongols, Khmer are fine, and even like I wouldn't even hate to see Lithuanians here. Like those type of civs, obviously Georgians were banned, but Georgians too. They're all great for this, but I mean post 10 minutes, it's just a land map.
Yeah.
And then back in him, you might make like a cannon gal, something to be really annoying.
Yeah, in the late game it might matter. The stone is definitely accessible there from the water, but most of the resources are just so far on the outside that it will drop off.
True. There is that.
And that was a victory on a home map.
I'm on a piece of that. I think we're in for a game here. Again, I'm going to lean on what I said before. I think Fox is the better player, but Sandfish has the better prep. It's how much can the prep carry Sandfish, I feel like.
It's just how far do builds go, and generally at that point is like early mid feudal age where builds drop off and the adaptability of the players takes over.
Yes, there is that as well, and not like Dry River where it basically is all build and whatnot. It shows up better there.
Yeah. So, who is it? That's always the question in the room, isn't it? We can have a quick look at the player cards.
It's Huggy v Drunk Huggy. That's my guess.
Huggy v Drunk Huggy. I mean, we've already decided that Fennec Fox is Huggy.
Oh yes.
So the question is, who was Sandfish? And there were a few options like I think Phoebus Apollo was the person voted for it. Arabia ND meta play. It's definitely working into the idea of someone who is good with builds and preparation. And we do not really have any crazy deviation in gameplay from standard as the games are currently. Maybe we were wrong that Sandfish is Huggy too? Yeah, I mean, we could have been wrong with everything, but I don't know if I would try a Huggy to tell me who isn't a Huggy. It's just Huggy versus Huggy again.
Yeah.
We'll see in the votes later. I I'm honestly always so bad. That's why I like to have someone who's better with the playstyles of the players. Like I can tell who Chris is, and Chris is also at the same time the player whom I've played the most against here from everyone listed. So it is difficult to tell. I mean, yeah, all in aggression has been there in both games. Maybe the next game will show more, because right now these games were kind of formulaic. Like the first game, just going to the man-at-arms spam, it's just how the map is played. And this game with the scouts also felt like this is just how this map should work out at this level.
Yes, very very much. You can just judge by the map. There, it's very distinct on what is good and what isn't, and how each map's played. One thing I do want to say though is that looking at this page that you've got open here, Jello about Chris saying that his favourite save is Cumans when he loves low eco gameplay. That makes no sense to me.
No, it makes sense to me. It's the only game I remember that I've lost against him since I know how to play against him. There was one where he played Cumans, and the Ram and Archers are just such a different beast to fight. And someone just says, I don't care about economy behind it.
It's like me saying, "Oh, I love gunpowder," and then I pick Aztecs. It makes no sense.
It's a feudal siege workshop. Honestly, the Cumans, they do not have a lot of options in feudal. They have branches, and they have to go onto one of those options fully instead of taking multiple of them. Like it's difficult. Usually the feudal siege workshop just means they have the siege workshop built before Castle Age hits.
Yeah, true. It's like, and then like every time you play humans, you forget that they can make that the siege work. You be like, oh shit, I might be screwed here. And you hit Castle Age, and you're like, oh, I'm fine. I got my own siege workshop, and then they turn it with like 10 capped rams, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's humans in a nutshell. And they are. It makes me laugh. They're just one of the best eco saves in the game if you get away with it. I love my chaos. It's just
Okay.
yeah, we do have the woo.
We do have immersion. I think that's only the second time that immersion is being played in this tournament, even though it has been picked quite a few times. And we do have the Wu against the Malian. Oh. Otter 100% is Sandfish.
Is he the Sandfish or is he a Sandfish? Are you being insulting or are you saying that he's Sandfish in this game? If Huggy, you don't know, mate. You've got to ask him. He could be insulting you. Be careful around Huggy.
Why are you so sure about this? Did it feel like Otter when you played him?
He's giving things away. Look, we've got some insight. Shush.
In the meantime, we have an interesting build for Sandfish here. Going for the Straggler tree, only 5 on food. I generally like the 5 on food with a little bit earlier hunt. Like just now the first year is coming in. That might have been early enough that it doesn't really disrupt the food economy. Meantime, we just have the usual 6 on food for Fennec Fox and building the lumber camp before we go on wood.
Very simple build for Fox. I like Immersion as a map. Again, like when we're going judging by the civs first, sorry, like we're a great hybrid, same as Malians, but that 55 food is really nice, and I mean Gian's swordsman and all. So
and on this map, you build so many more docks than you usually would. So yeah, that should stack.
There's more options, right? You can build a dock on the back and get like safe fish, but quite inefficient. So you can go in the middle and get like a lot of fish, but it's quite exposed to like even like ranged units and whatnot. But you get that map control as well. Like
and we're going in the middle for Sandfish with the woo going to build. The villagers already standing there and just now starting to build the dock.
Again, it feels like Sandfish doesn't play a lot of practice the higher build to this tournament. Given like both times he sent the Ville out a tad too early, so it doesn't have the feel that you get for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still a pretty solid build. You'll get the food that he's missed out on with the Ville, so going out's not too bad. And he's got to go towards the middle and get unopposed 6 shorefish, well as Fennec is going to go around the back.
Forward dock on this map is such a DM play too. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the cannon galleon to pop out.
Yeah. Same cannon galleon sitting in the middle of the pond. Where's the Spanish pick? Where's the Spanish pick?
Oh wait, we don't get cannon galleons, we have Luchuans.
Our Luchuans are just a million times better. They're
They
so
are
good.
insane. They Luchuans win against everything, but I also think they cost a lot more.
I don't believe so. Am I being dumb? I'll tap out. I'll tap out and have a quick check.
Okay. And I like this for Fennec Fox. On this map, there are no shorefish where the villager could take the food, but the deep fish is have generated in a way that the villager can actually just sit next to the dock and take some deep fish.
Hug abuse, Ree. Get a Ree. Huggy.
Yeah,
Otter,
yeah.
go play again. Ree. Luchan, yeah, oh my god, yeah, they are expensive. Bloody hell. 250 wood, 225 gold.
That's the thing that is the most confusing for me currently. There are so many new units that are now more expensive than bombard cannons. Like I think that new traction trebuchets, aren't they also a little bit more expensive?
Yes, they are very. They're cheaper, but they're still expensive. It's 175, I believe, 210.
Okay.
I want to say, unless thinking of one of the Civ bonuses.
Village coming in for Sandfish. We are going for a barracks. No other dock is being planned in the meantime. Panic Fox is running alongside the coastline of Sandfish, trying to find the dock. Might have not seen it in the middle. No, it's completely skipped the middle lake. But by just running along the shoreline, we are confirming that there is no dock on the outside, and we will be safe to just expand along the shoreline if we want to.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously Sandfish has done the same. He scouted his pond just to make sure there's no dock there from Fox, and it's got a
Nice little move with the fishing ship there.
I think Fennec Fox should do the same as well, and this could be very much a high eco game compared to the last few that we've had.
Yeah. This map is a lot more open to different strategies. Both players have the barracks down, so there will be land aggression from both coming in.
Yes.
And the walls are coming out for Sandfish. One walling villager a little bit out of position. Sandfish just now scouting the barracks that has flags on it. Timing for the militia not completely there to have good man-at-arm timing. And the scout is still running around, is going for the villager, is getting a free hit and doesn't want to fight here, knowing that the militia are just behind it, ready to jump. Archery
Double stable again.
Double stable. Wait, when you know your fish economy is safe, like double stable is a really fun play because it's just affordable, but both of those stable foundations have been seen. And we just see for Sandfish that the barracks that has now shifted to printing spearman instead of going for any man-at-arm timing here.
Yeah, that's true. Fox leaving out 2 turkeys though, which feels kind of hurting. Probably why he went for the mill. But no more fish being added for either player. There are only still 3 for Soundfish, 2 for Fox. So I kind of get Soundfish not added anymore with the pond, but I would still like him to see him expand to like another pond.
Yeah. We definitely want to see those expansions. Those docks are super cheap. They cost 150 resources, but give you 55. So every dock only costs like 95 resources. That is actually huge.
Yeah, and the same for Fox too. Like his is cheaper because he's Malians. I think it's 15%.
He's
like
cheaper.
so, it's like 132 or something like that.
And you definitely want to add more along the shoreline. Like
Yeah.
a dock for the corner would be really nice. The corners always have so much accessible food there for the fishing ships. And only 2 fishing ships when you know that the opponent isn't on the outside feels like very little. Instead of those farms, those villages could be on wood and snowball the economy a little bit more.
So again, some more great walls for Sandfish. Managed to fully wall on his base. Hopefully he's left no holes this time. And
It looks quite tight so far. Nicely walled off. We have some spears at home. One spear got sniped by the mass of scouts, but now the scouts have to come home. And I mean, 300 men-at-arms, 2 spears, and a scout, that is a big threat. Even if you send 7 scouts against that, as long as we don't have the spears in front, that's a really big danger, and that was a really nice will pick here.
yeah, well, a nice little Ville pick. We'll have 9 scouts in the field though, so should be able to clear this up, but how costly will it be? And
That's the thing.
Inner thought is saying, please add more fish. Like, it's just free eco.
Yeah. Every farm is nearly a fishing ship that you could add.
Again, I don't hate adding fit farms in. Needs to be done, but
Oh, yeah, they definitely don't hate it, but there's
yeah,
it
I would
snowballs
like
more. 2 fishing ships is very little for this stage of the game, considering there's no fighting on water.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like if we say cut out 3 farms and then added 2 more fishing ships to them.
Oh, and we're back on the berries. 1 villager is going down. Nice sniper, and that villager is completely blocked in. 2 villager snipes without any counter pressure. Even if those units go down to that mass of scouts now, which they certainly will, this was so good for Sandfish so far. 1 scout going down, 2 scouts going down. Do we get a third? Might not, but honestly... Oh no, 3 scouts went down.
Yeah, 3 scouts for that, and
For 5 infantry units, after killing 3 villages, that is such a good trade for Sandfish here.
Yeah, Sandfish should be very happy with that.
We also added a galley, so there can't just be a dock on our pond, but I definitely also would have liked to see another dock here. Like the southern pond of Sandfish, it would be really nice. It's so close to the base. You can just move 1 villager out there, get that down, and move back in. Oh, galley was out of position though. Got sniped by the cavalry.
I mean, I don't think Sandfish much cares really.
No. Sandfish, I would believe is in a good position here, but this is far from over.
Oh yes, absolutely.
For now, we have archers behind palisade walls. We don't need to go for blacksmith upgrades at all. That would just slow down our uptime. We do have spears at home. Even if the scouts make any small hole, we can just plug that with 2 spears behind it, so the scouts can never run through and never get an effective fight. This is going to Castle Age, and should be a nice economic Castle Age for both players here.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Fennec box with that 10 scouts in feudal again. No bloodlines this time, no early prioritization, but I'm still very much afraid of... Like having a lot more deadly in this patch than the previous patch. And archers are a lot less threatening. So, I still prefer Fennec's army.
Fennec has the map control currently. I don't like the movement of the army. Why are we running home? Why aren't we just hitting the opponent's base from all angles where the archers just aren't? To be a nuisance, just to find out what the opponent has. That's always something you have to do. When you have army on the field and the opponent doesn't, hit the opponent's wall so they show you what they actually have.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in the name. Scout, cavalry, scout. They're good at scouting.
Well, now they're just stands at homes. Yeah, they could be spread out so more. If there's any dark piece of the map for Fennec Fox, those scouts are not putting in work. And yeah, there's a lot. We haven't even scouted the whole base of Sandfish. We haven't even ran around it once. And it would be really nice to see those vulnerable goals in the back. Those are in such a focused location for Sandfish. It's also quite clear which direction Sandfish will expand on with town centers. So that's just the area the scouts should be lurking in right now.
Yeah, I mean, Fox should have an idea where the goal is to, given what he scouted. Doesn't actually see any of the gold, but he scouted the whole top side of Sandfish's base. So But this is a solid army for Sandfish. 12 spearmen.
Yeah. That is an army coming forward just now. I would have loved the archery range to be a little bit more active. It was idle most of the time instead of producing. One archery range can pump out so many units in that time frame. And especially with a good crossbow timing, that is an insane army to deal with. Like now, five crossbows are not really what I'm looking for. At least now there's new dock, so we will be expanding on more of the ponds.
Sandfish being very defensive here. Like pikeman, second armor, pike siege push. Okay.
I like it. I like it.
So
Oh,
I like to see crossbow. I would like to see crossbow over.
yeah, but we don't really have the numbers. But honestly, with that cavalry army, I definitely prefer the pike.
Yeah, there is that now as well. Steve Fox would be in a much better position if he added more fish. Sandfish actually opting for control the other pond to the north, so can add more fish in behind. Second armor on the way.
Meantime, Light Cav are running out, so Light Cav will go for the village. A nice attention to detail here. The village is walling itself in so it cannot be sniped, and the Pikeman Archer is the dominant unit in this matchup. While Knights can trade well against Pikemen in similar numbers, Scouts just can't. Light Cav just can't. They haven't abused their mobility here, and that's really a good position for Sandfish to be in. The army just in front of the opponent's doorsteps, the opponent tagged into a unit you've completely countered.
Yeah, and again, these pikemen are just healing up. There's quite a few weak ones in there, and they're gaining about 4 HP a minute combined, so...
Yeah, but we're also adding a forward barracks to just increase the protection of those units. But Fennec Fox needs something behind this, and it should be a siege workshop, and there it is. We do need banknotes, we do need scorpions to hold against this. On the other hand, I'd love to see the monastery being also built forward, and those are some really forward buildings there from Sandfish, just next to the blacksmith. Harry is running in, the village is in danger, the pikes didn't pay attention, and that monastery is not going up. Or is it? Village survived barely. One hit. The ram. Not a fan of the ram. Yes, you can push buildings nicely. But, village is going down, monastery not going up.
We've lost our whole army to Killerville.
Yeah, it's still a great position for Sandfish to be in. The fish economy, if the fish economy would be expanded and we have a lot of wood, I mean, at this point you're thinking of so many other things. 1-2 defensive mangonels should be able to hold this for you quite nicely here.
Yes.
Still, the production is going down. The cavalry just isn't of much use here currently, but the Townsend is sniping quite a few of the spears. Then if the numbers go down, the Knights will find good damage, and if the Knights find good damage... Oh, we're just diving for the mangonel, actually get it! Now the Scorpion should have free range against the Spearman, against the Pikeman, and that gives a lot of freedom back to Fennec Fox. Absolutely. But the military numbers still aren't there.
Yeah, they aren't. We got 17 pikes on the field and a couple of Jan swordsmen too. I wonder where they are. Just chill at the bottom of the map, not a problem. It doesn't matter. Because Sandfish takes a clean win and read the game state a lot better than even I did.
Yeah, that was a really nice play here, and it kind of goes into what you mentioned with Sandfish just having really good builds here. Like the early adaptation with the builds, going for much less on food at the beginning, just to get the dock out a little bit faster, a little bit smoother, though the dock timing wasn't fully there with the villager out. That was a nice build-up still. It doesn't feel like either of the players was too comfortable with water maps.
No, it doesn't, and I feel like Fox and Sandfish could have snowballed further with an earlier dock or just more fish being added.
Yeah.
Sandfish probably should have went to another dock location, another pond, much earlier. Fox added in more fish and an extra dock as well.
Yeah,
Like,
you could just spread out. The moment you scout the opponent isn't going for aggression against your dock, you just add a little bit more. Instead of that second stable, that's 2 more fishing ships you can just pump out onto the field, and
yeah, and you don't need to add this many farms. You can put, say, 3 more onto wood. Again, dock works like a second TC. That's why, like, think about it like kind of like Sun and Death. If you're saying 1 TC for a while, like, you want as much fish as possible.
yeah.
If you can get away with 10 fishing ships, you take it. You know what I mean? It's very much super cracked eco.
Yeah. So Chelsea has no idea who these players are. If Fox waited for some scopes or Mango, it was a different story. Fox definitely needed the siege out a little bit sooner, and Mangonel just does so much more in this situation, I generally think, especially if the opponent has the option to go Mangonels.
I didn't say these suck a hybrid. I said they're uncomfortable with hybrid.
Yeah, no. That's not a word here. Yeah, they are not bad with auto maps. They have the build. They have the builds. They know how to play hybrid maps. But it's the issue of capitalizing when you know your fish is safe. Where a lot of people just forgot of the water aspect. They did a water build, they did the fishing ships, and now the land is everything that matters. That is the feeling that happened here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Fox is facing a lot of pressure, but I say he had the opportunity to get like 10 more fishing ships out, and I'm even like being harsh and like, oh, 10 more feels like nothing, but he had the potential to do that, and he could probably have made enough knights to clear all that up. Just take the bite into pikeman, and it'd be a more cost-effective trade for Fox. And you don't know until you do it once, and then you're like, oh, it's actually really strong. So that's why I'm saying I feel like it's players who know builds and know how to play hybrid maps, just don't like them. That's how I feel these players are anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I'm updating the score. So that was Immersion, a win for Sandfish.
Oh, Fox lost Dotter, so it's huggy. At least I hope anyway.
So everybody has won their whole map so far. And the Malians lost against the Wu. I think you would actually know the guy. Oh.
Okay, so we still got Slab first pick and Byzantine first pick, which for these 2 maps,
I honestly would have expected to see Byzantines on Immersion if someone goes for like their fires, but there definitely are other options. Maybe someone has cooked something special. I would assume it's Byzantines for Desert Paradise.
yes, that it feels much more because it's only 2 strips of water, so being able to like, I don't know, one player takes one side, the other player takes the other. The Byzantine player can just lob down a dock and just make fire ships from it, and more investment's going to be needed to deal with it. So I feel like it's much more suited towards Derek Paradise than Immersion.
But
Personally,
what would be for Danak? Like Jurchens or Armenians? Both are interesting civilizations with their options. Armenians definitely help you securing that center would line a little bit more with the churches. We've already seen a fast castle into churches in the previous round from a player.
of course, we have fucking 845 churches so much. Of course, we have.
And it wasn't a church rush. It was for defensive purposes.
Ah, that's much more acceptable.
And then they won, and they lost against the Cuman feudal Rams. So,
Of course. Of
But there also might be some sneaky urchin play with maybe a grenadier play. I would love to see that if someone has like some more sneaky build and deviates a little bit more from the meta. But so far from what we've seen, Fennec Fox, Slavs, Magyars, and Dravidians. Dravidians definitely a contender for Desert Paradise. But looking at how they played, we have 2 strong cavalry spam options.
Yes.
I would assume those 2 are going to be picked on the next 2 maps.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. But we have seen more feudal stables than games in total so far from at least one player.
Well, as far as I'm aware, Danakill, not played the map. I've seen it a few times, but isn't that you start with a few farbs? So Slavs makes sense there, right? Maybe that's the
Yes.
thing.
With the bonus, they are faster than Hunt.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a very simple thing to say, but like Slavs, I mean, there's logic there. And
I just don't see why they are high priority to pick.
Oh, they're not a first pick for it by any stretch. I would still prefer even like Lithuanians over Slavs personally, but that's just more of a preference thing. But I mean, Slavs are still fine. It's like Slavs are still okay, like good on Fortress, like you would say, right? Because you start with farms.
Okay, and here we actually are on Danakill as Fennec Fox's home map, starting with the Slavs. We have those 4 starting farms. They are going to be really efficient, a nice start for the civilization. And on the opposing side, we actually have Sandfish as the urchins. Not having any rotting food under the town center.
It's nice.
It's nice, it's nice. It is something that really helps people get into a fast castle play. You end up with like 200 to 300 more food than you would usually have, even when you're really efficient.
There is also that annoying aspect of not being able to build properly if you leave like hunt going. There is that as well, which I have seen. Like if your hunt was to spawn next to the woodline for arguing's sake, and you leave like 2 on there, and it's never gonna go away. So it can come back to bite you, but I mean, it's still it's still such a nice bonus to have.
Honestly, one of my first ideas of urchins was when I read the Civ concept. Oh, so I should go forward with a villager when I know the opponent wants to place a castle on a great hill for them and just push a deer there and kill it? That was like one of my first ideas. It would be too much APM to do, but it could be fun to just have something that doesn't rot right there in front of the
It's not a bad idea if you can get away with it. Although Sandfish's deer does not want to enter the gate.
Yeah, that deer doesn't want to go in there. What is going on? Is there something in front of the gate? Oh, and it's going back. Oh my god.
My lord.
This is frustrating to look at.
The ostrich knows what's coming to it. Terrific. And Fox is missing. He hasn't found one of his sheep in his base. It's in that one dark spot next to the tree line. I mean, opted to go to the middle tree line straight away.
I don't know what should be meta on this. Like, I think Fennec Fox actually has a great woodline. 2 of the small woodlines have combined to 1 at home, so we would have a really nice safe woodline to take.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you can probably take a bit later on if you want like a second lumber camp or something.
Yeah.
It's still nice when I say these are 150 wood rather than 100 wood. So
yeah, they have more wood on them, so it's not that inefficient to put that first lumber camp there to have the villagers safe. And just to save the efficiency of walking that extra distance.
Absolutely. And Savage has finally got his deer in, whereas Fox is just opting to not push deer.
And tell me if there's an issue with me using big trees in Capture H. I generally prefer it for casting. To me, that looks better than just going for small trees when casting.
I personally, I don't mind it. Even I've got your stream on next to me. on my other monitor. I don't mind having big trees, given that I have watched people play with cube mod, and there's nothing worse than that.
I was losing Minecraft trees for a very long time. They are like cube mod, but the cubes look like Minecraft trees, so it's trees that still cubes that still resemble trees. It's a different feeling.
That's fine. I've watched Emu play on even bigger tree mod, which is
and I've seen people use circle trees, where the trees are just circle shrubbery.
Some people need to examine, make sure that they're okay.
Yeah.
But we've got 4 on wood for both players, which to me makes it think it is going to be double FC.
Yeah, if they put 4 on wood this early, it feels like Fast Castle. We are already sending a villager out to gold at this point. We don't have the resources to click up. This is definitely a church and Fast Castle build. On the other hand, also 1 villager mining for Fennec Fox. With the Fast Castle, I definitely don't like the outside lumber camp. But Fennec Fox is adding a barracks.
Again, well,
and it's clicking up, so it's not Fast Castle for Fennec Fox.
And take what long pulling in a walk up on gold makes me think it's been man at arms, and they do get arson for free. Remember, no slabs instead of supplies.
Yeah. I really like that. I really like that. Though honestly, before that, slabs were better at spamming. The infantry was just 5 food cheaper.
Yes, it's still not like a fantastic infantry save early game, but that arson. It is fortified palisade walls, so a little bit stronger, a little bit more tanky.
But the gates are not more stronger or more tanky, so they are definitely a reason to push through. And there are enough people nowadays tower rushing on Arena that has even stronger walls than this. I would like to know how it compares though, because villages have bonus damage against stone fortifications and not against wooden fortifications.
That's true, but again, like there's so much less HP on these walls, right? So there is that as well.
Still, they have +6 against stone defense. That means they deal 3 times as much damage. So
there's still 3 regular buildings. There is that. Yeah. The FC will come off, but if you were to come forward with a tower, which we aren't, for Fox, like the wood would be hit pretty hard. So there is that. Gotta be careful. The scout as well has a faster DPS than other scouts. Arguably one of the best scouts in the game, some would say.
Yeah. I definitely like that we pick up room just now. So we can be safe. We have the resources to click up to the next age. Didn't even abuse the market. 20 gold is missing. Force drop and the click has happened.
But it is blacksmith market, so we do need a lot of wood to actually make a building.
Yeah. We do need a lot of wood, and I definitely would like to see more than just the forward range. That range is going to be up about the time when Castle Age hits, or that's when the first archers will be out. Like I generally like to see a rush like this with 2-3 villages in support to build towers to immediately start denying resources and create a little bit more pressure against the walls.
Yeah, well, we see the wood, right? At one tower there would either force our own tower from Sandfish, and once we see a market as well, you're thinking FC straight away. I feel like a tower here could actually win the game.
Yeah,
because the amount of pressure it puts on.
You can't. Suddenly you need to add a lot more walls behind this. And we see how much damage this man-at-arms are dealing against that house. He needs a lot of villages to repair against this. And it's not even all men-at-arms hitting that house. Actually, that's sneaky. Since the one house is not fully built, you do not see flames starting on it when it goes down. It's
true. I'm getting first armor, so I actually think it's going to be Fire Lancers.
Fire Lancer Rush. I admit that is something I have not seen yet. And it's only
I think it might be a little bit adapted. I just got a feeling. It's a little bit adapted.
Yeah, the double barracks in the back. We do not have a lot on gold.
hate the skirm edition. I feel like 1 archer is better than 3 skirms.
Yeah. Especially because we cannot afford fletching. So we're just not getting in here. Just fire lancers out. Do they have the range to shoot over these buildings? Yes, they do. But they have a long cooldown until the next shot happens. And one thing that might happen is an overshot.
Yes, true, there is that. Again, these Manatoms do have 2 bonus damage onto the fire lancers. You want to point that out? So, you will shred.
Oh, these fire lancers count as shock infantry.
Yes. So the same classification as Eagle Warriors.
Yeah. And the first villager might go down to the skirmishers. Another reason I would like to see archers is just because skirmishers are not really the answer to the fire lancers. Now the engagement, the 7 fire lancers are coming out. And it is a castle age unit against fuel units, but they are going down. They are just melting here.
There's not enough numbers of fire lancers, and they are countered by man-at-arms. They are.
Another reason why it would be really nice to just see the grenadiers, just because grenadiers are the counter to the infantry here.
And this is the problem with us going double barracks and with Blacksmith Market. Like, it's... Yeah, we got the castle age quickly, but we're now facing a lot of pressure which we can't deal with. I still would have actually liked to have seen Step Lancers, giving the attack a lot faster. And actually okay into what our opponents are making.
Yeah. More villages are getting whittled down and are now in a dangerous position if they are too close to the walls. And Fennec Fox is there with kind of the all-out feudal pressure. How's the economy looking behind us? A nice bunch of farms sitting there. We even have horse collar. So those farms will put a lot of work into it. We are building a market behind it. The wood line seems kind of locked off with houses.
A lot of pressure, but we have a monk out, and a monk's going to be very strong here.
Yes.
Yeah, nice conversions, but there's quite a lot of skirmishes on the field, and I'm still not a huge fan of skirms. And the more that Fox is playing, the less I'm thinking it's Huggy. Double Stable is not a typical play of his. And this type of approach is not really his approach either with skirms. So...
Yeah, if it were archers, just look at the resources. Archers would be so much better to afford with the amount of gold we are floating. And would help with the castle age transition.
Yeah, I know slabs, so he can sort of get away with it, but not really.
Oh, if only we would have stayed on that gold. The villagers are now coming out by themselves, because that gold is so oversaturated, nearly completely mined. That...
Shouldn't give up pressure here. This is we're giving up space now when we do have the Aegis advantage.
Where are they going? Why are we going home completely? There is nothing with... The siege hasn't been out yet. So the siege workshop hadn't been built yet when we were pulling away. Castle Age is coming in. We definitely... I mean, it's definitely nice to have an upgraded army, but this is kind of not the army you want upgraded. I would like to see attack switch into something better. I mean, longswords, okay, yeah, you can do that, especially because of how well they should counter.
Yes. I don't hate seeing longsword being teched. I just still wish we had... Say, I would prefer like even 6 archers instead of 11 skirms. Skirms are offering nothing here.
Yeah. First rocket card is coming out. The economy of Sandfish is just so exposed. If we kept the pressure up, there would have been so much additional damage we could have dealt. Until something really pushes you away, keep the pressure up. And Sandfish now wants to secure the wood line, has the army there, builds the town center. Definitely would prefer a town center that's a little bit closer to the wood line, but this won't will protect.
No. It's pretty poor TC in all things considered. I get that you want the wood line, so it's probably the best place you can put it. But now we're getting Firelanders coming forward.
And we don't know it's happening. We don't know which angle they're coming from. If we had the army forward, we would know. We would keep the pressure up. We would see their army constantly. All those villages are in such a dangerous spot right now. We need to delete the houses, we need to run them.
Yeah.
And one conversion is in, the rocket cart is there. This is not looking good.
Going back, we can't get in because of the lumber camp's actually... It doesn't like a wall, but it is walled. And this is... We've gone from winning to losing because he just gave up the pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
We could play up this army, though. Great attack ground for this rocket card. Like it's...
We can clear, but we have 0 wood and nothing on wood. While this definitely is a nice clear. We lost a lot of economy here just now. The 7 villages just went down on the wood line, but one shouldn't... Oh, it actually got the conversion on the healthy one. That one might not... Okay, doesn't kill.
It doesn't. We have the army, but we're down a lot of vills now.
And all we have kind of left now is a lot of skirmishes and, well, the longsword spam. Those longswords, they need to find other places. We need to understand that on this map, once the first gold runs out, the other person needs to leave their base. And the scout also earlier ran past the southern part of Sandfish's base and should know that it was close to being an overchop. With that overchop there, we could actually get in if we just went to the other side.
That's true. There is that. We are going... We now have East Skirming. We've seen double range as well from Sandfish, and it's actually quite poor into Slavs given that they get cheap siege and free Gambesons.
Yeah. Think armor also just in for the infantry. Would love to see those 2 longswords on left hand side move into the gold. The defensive Scorpion will just put in the work against this army currently in the town center, also secures so much. So where is the siege workshop? What is the plan of Fennec Fox to continue this game right now? Because the economic discrepancy is just rising. 15 village difference.
Yeah, and we're not adding any more eco behind this. Feels very poor. Although there's no fletching in though, so 4 pierce armor to the 5 damage of TCs. These longswords genuinely can just dive.
The longswords are once again a little bit too passive. Where are they going? Are we just grouping them to take down the rangers?
Potentially, but...
And why aren't we keeping the skirmishes with the longswords then if we want to fight against rangers? I would have loved to keep the army at least together when we ran past the town center, because those skirmishes will be put in the work against the grenadiers. The first grenadier is just running around, being microed a little bit. Doesn't have minimum range, but is running into the range of the Scorpion, so those are starting to put in work against the infantry. Numbers of longswords are there though. They're starting to push the town center, they're starting to push rangers. Now the skirmishes are here and they should shut down the newly produced units of Sandfish, and Sandfish needs new answers. Siege currently is starting to mass up. 4 Scorpions on the field.
Yeah, 4 Scorpions could cause a lot of damage. Box doesn't have a lot of wood, but a lot of gold. We deleted the one longsword getting converted, which was hilarious.
No, but the longswords are now in melee range of the Scorpions. Are they going to pick up 1 or 2 of them? Maybe skirmishers should go for the monk. And they are going for the villages. The town center still can hold the villages. Those Scorpions are gone. We kind of put them into a position where longswords could reach them and kill them. The monk has run out of the base to get a conversion, and this is starting to look better and better for Fennec. Fox actually villages need to run. Sandfish has lost access to the wood line and only has like 1 tiny wood line left in their own base. That is a huge oversaturation on the stone currently, so the villages are not even working, they're blocking each other, and suddenly Fennec Fox is turning around the game and is getting into a really, really good position if we just keep up the pressure.
This is the most stupid game I've watched in a long time.
It is!
So stupid. I hate how much pressure Fox has put in and he's still down 5 mils. It's just, it's so...
And that was fully deserved of having your wood line like that without having any pressure forward, so you don't know where the opponent is coming from. And now we see just all the villagers being clicked onto the golden right-hand side for Sandfish. They are just there blocking each other. This is peak Age of Empires.
It's peak brain rot, I'll tell you that. We're opening the woodland, another Vill dead, Palisade Gate, gotta get munched through.
Did she just walk to the tree and it disappeared without her getting any wood? Did the tree stump just have zero wood on it?
I don't know anymore. There's some conversions, but what's 2 conversions going to do against 26 longswords? Which got a double conversion, so I just lost all our juice.
Yeah,
This scout has been running about and scouted the whole bloody map.
Did he auto scout? No, that's not even auto scout. It's just being it was just shift queued across the whole map earlier.
Just dive with the long swords. Poor kid.
How are you thinking Fennec is Huggy? It does feel like Huggy. Yeah. Fennec is voted for Huggy. That is true.
People are saying it's Huggy after game 1 and 2. I don't think so. Castle coming down. I mean, the unique unit for Sandfish is
what is that castle? I can't put it on the wood line so it protects the wood line or something. I don't know.
We've used half our available wood to build 2 palisade walls. We can get one more quick wall down.
I mean, the monks are there, the scorpions are there, so the castle is at least going up. I just don't like how far it is from the wood line. Like, okay, yeah, we are protecting our stone, so we will be able to get more of that. In the meantime, all the longswords just said, okay, the villages are over there, so we run under the townsend and start taking that down. And there's no wood to repair. Like, you cannot afford repairs. So you need to market abuse to get the wood to get another town center on the woodline that is protected by the castle at this point. In the meantime, there is longswords on the gold killing villages. Oh, someone disconnected.
That's not me. Don't worry, I'm here.
Okay. Was there someone else in the channel? I'm confused now.
No idea. My brain has been rotted by this game, so okay. I don't know. We're missing wood for the lumber camp, and the game is over.
What was this game? Like the pressure was so good, and then we just decide, oh, we clicked up, so we stopped doing all our pressure. I mean, that's the feeling of an archer player who says, oh, I want to conserve my mass. But
yes,
it doesn't work like that in that situation. Your opponent has been to the next age for a longer time. The moment you stop the pressure, they start to build up a stronger army and come forward immediately.
Yeah, the game was pretty much over, like borderline over once the amount of aggression and the couple early clears up of the fire lancers, and then decide, you know what, I'm going home. I've had enough. And then loses all these woodline. It's like
yeah. At that point, the gold inside of the base was just running out, and it was fire lancers into units that are not that into feudal units that are not that bad against them. It's like you're making knights against someone who just spams spears. Yes, the knights kinda win, but it's still not being the most efficient fights you can take. I get earlier at Siege Workshop, and most of the pressure is gone immediately.
Yes. Forward Siege Workshop here with longsword, and even if we had crossbow instead of skirms, we just dominate.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm also thinking if instead of double barrack fire lancer, he just went with a Siege Workshop in defense, Sandfish would have relieved himself of all the pressure that was going on. Yeah,
absolutely.
That was a fascinating game.
I feel like
so far,
if we use this as to try and get, like, let's say we want to get different players than next Hidden Cup, if this is the highlight game to show players for the next edition of this, I feel like no one would sign up. Because it's just like, well, what's the point? You can't top how utterly amazingly terrible that this game was. You know what I mean?
That's one way to express it.
Yes. Oh,
I think so far this is the best map in the pool. It just has delivered bangers by there not really being a meta and people just throwing stuff at the wall, and it's not the stuff people would normally throw at the wall.
yeah. If you
It's,
throw enough shit at a wall, some of it'll eventually stick, right? That's
yeah.
basically what Fennec Fox has done, and it's worked out for him this time. Oh, good lord.
Okay, so, and that's something that I really, really love to say here. It's 2-2. We do have a game 5 in the first set of the day. And that's just the best thing that can happen. That's something I always want to see. Game 5, going to Desert Paradise.
Interesting.
And Fennec Fox actually showed a prepared stretch there because Slavs, as mentioned, was the first pick. They used their first pick for this map just now.
So yeah, if you're gonna do that, it must be something prep, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I have played Dark Kill before, but only in TGs, and it was 10 times worse than what I've just seen there. So I have seen that map. I have seen the next one too in a few tournaments, but never played it. So my insight is very limited. I just go off what I can see.
Nah.
That was Tazardus. But yeah, game 5, and we've got. I mean, if there is one positive for Sandfish, it's his home map, and he has his first pick.
Yeah, so far everyone has won their whole maps. So
True.
if it goes with that pattern, Sandfish would be in a good spot, but I wouldn't. I'm looking forward to see what people have cooked here. Now, what are you thinking, Magyars or Dravidians? Because I would really assume that we are going for our first pick for the Byzantines here on Sandfish's side.
Yeah, I think we'll see Magyar. I think Dravidians with these maps only really suited Dry River and Immersion, but we opted to use Malian instead of Immersion, which might have been a little bit of a mistake. But so I can only see Magyars here. It is a fairly open map, a lot of chance to do aggression, and I believe it's
A
quite hills as well. So like the CA switch could be quite devastating.
double stable opening.
So it is cheaper. It is cheaper for Magyars. But I can't put myself through another double stable opening.
And here we are in the final games of the first quarterfinal series of the day of the Southern Desert Cup. It is Fennec Fox in the red as the Magyars on Desert Paradise against Sandfish as the Byzantines. Now, this is kind of an interesting map. We have the relics, they are always in the center in the same positions, and pretty much all the extra gold resources will be in the center on this map. And the most notable thing on the outside is that it is very open, but we have a Scandinavia-like water generation where people have the option to fight on water if they even go to the same side. It's always kind of a gamble to which side they go.
That is true, and it's also very important to try and find your opponent to see where they've docked to as well.
Take to high timeline, thank you.
Yeah, Oscar has asked for a guess update. I'm gonna go Sandfish is Otter and Fox is Chris. That's my guess. That's what I'm guessing for. I feel like Fox has just had some of the worst eco managements I've seen in a long time.
Oh, sorry, that is
But,
something I completely didn't notice with the timeline. I'm used that the game is loaded live. Yeah. Okay.
oh yeah. We're in, and Magyars again for Fox. Said before, like they are completely fine hybrid maps, and obviously the scout production is insane. The free forging can be used for a very nice timing, and I mean they have great options in CA like even Magyar Hussar just looks beautiful.
Yeah,
Hasn't used
I
it.
really could imagine CA to rule on this map, or Could they? Honestly, warming towards the middle, you cut off the whole mobility aspect of cavalry archers, because now they always have to run around the huge wood lines.
But look, judging by the wood lines, though, there's a lot of gaps. I can only see 3 on the right-hand side of Fox's base. And
Okay, now I'm at a disadvantage with the big trees. I might need to...
Yeah. No, it's fine. There's gaps in them wood lines where you can run through.
Yeah, there's gaps, but...
It's these Asia wood lines, you know, like how you get on like African clearing and whatnot. So like where it's 150 wood and they generate not clumped up. So there are a few gaps that you can run through. So just having like a quick wall in the middle is not going to guarantee safety.
Yeah, but the guesses happen once the set is over.
True, but I've kind of locked in my guesses on who's who. How about trashing the games are this? I'm not them being nasty. I'm just saying that just sometimes the woodline spawn like this, which I hate when I'm playing, but casting I enjoy it.
Yeah. Like the Sandfish's woodlines, I think they look worse than they actually are, because you can just wall alongside the berries against the edge of the map, and then you have a really nice and safe wood line on the side, and you can so easily wall towards the middle now with that setup. It feels more open than it is.
Yeah, the right hand side can be protected. I mean, towers could be very problematic, but can't really imagine that. On a positive note, for Sandfish though, we have spotted that Fox has docked the same side as him. So if you can get one advantage, it would be that for Sandfish, because he now knows, okay, I'm gonna have to make a fire when I go up, and as long as the fires are fight at the same time, Byzantines should win. So you have that positive. Again, and if there's any sim that can deal with shit wood lines, it would be Byzantines with extremely cheap trash and camels. And cheap camels can be very good into Magyars.
Yeah.
Full stable confirmed.
But first we need to get there, and Sandfish is clicking up first, sending out more villages to wood. I definitely would like to see a forward villager to build a second dock if we really want to go for the contest here. We're sending some villages onto gold, and that will definitely be some fire galleys. 3 fishing ships for either player.
If we see double stable, I might just give up.
Yeah. This time, Sandfish will be completely walled again against the double stable play. On top of that, we are the Byzantines, so we can't just spam spears so cheaply, and we've already had a game where it showed the stubbornness to stay on the cavalry against someone who just masters spears. He's not mixing too well in this game.
That's true.
No villager going out for a second dock though. We're just building our barracks at home.
And it feels like Fox isn't, well, he hasn't got on gold, he isn't even long pulling in gold. So I feel like he's just going to give up water.
He knows the opponent is on the same pond, he knows the opponent is up before him, and is Byzantines. So if you want to contest, you would definitely need a second dock. He would want a repair villager forward. Nothing of that is happening. We are completely open at home. The first stable is going down just now. Why am I saying the first stable? Because I kind of feel the second will follow up.
What makes you say that? What gives that away?
Oh, I'm gonna say experience. Now, who is really all that into double stable plays?
I wonder. Only one stable for now. I feel like if you want to go double stable, I don't hate it as long as we're a couple of hills forward and we start like tower.
Yeah. Our scout already has seen how closed off the base is, so we will not get in there if we go double stable. And instead of drawing the second stable, all the wood is now used to place some farms down. That's what I like to see. Fire galley has just passed the fishing ship, should start picking them off in a second.
Could really hit the food eco.
That way Fennec Fox is going to lose the water without much investment. Sandfish.
We've prepped for it though. We have got what you call it? We've got horse collar. We had it farmed, so
Yeah.
we have prepped for not playing water, which is really nice. If we know we can't really compete against other teams, which I don't hate just going or whatever, and when I hit you on land, then I don't mind what we're doing here, which is just give it up, get a better eco at home, and maybe go dock the other side. In the not too distant future, maybe about like 16 minutes or so. Have a dock on the other side, add a couple of fish ships in.
Yeah, yeah. Scout is going to win that fight because of the free blacksmith upgrades. But barely, barely. In the meantime, 2 spears were sent out. And Fennec Fox is just prodding the opponent's base a little bit. Probably doesn't know that there's an archery range behind the spears. So Sandfish is not just thinking of sitting back here and being safe behind the walls, but also thinking of moving out. And yeah, apparently there's enough holes in the woodline that the spearman can just immediately walk from one side to the other. So that is actually nice for Sandfish.
It looks like you can't see it on the stream, but there is... On my stream, like, there's an obvious hole. On my computer, there's an obvious hole there. But Big Tree is more cinematic, so I understand. I'd love to see Fox now go to the north side, add a couple of fish in as well. Still would really like to see that.
Yeah, you usually try to compensate it, but we are compensating with a really nice uptime here.
Yeah, could go forward too as well. Maybe Siege Workshop forward. Did we see the double forward?
We sold the stone. We sold all the stone we had.
Yeah.
There is no intent to go into a boom from this position. There's a real intent to abuse a power spike here. All scouts only on the map, and Bloodlines is coming in. I mean, obviously it's going to be a cavalry play. That is kind of what the Magyars do. But with Sandfish now scouting the market and the blacksmith, there can only be the assumption that the opponent is up.
Yeah, and the score might give it away as well. 400 under.
Yeah. I mean, the usually clicking up is only 50 score difference.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's clicking up to...
what I do like that Sandfish he's doing this time, he's actually adding in more fish.
score.
He's adding in more fish. Apologies for talking over you there, but he's adding more fish in, which is finally taking advantage of winning water.
Yeah, that is definitely great to see this time.
Yeah, it's kind of underutilized, but it's extra eco that with just scaling ahead. I mean, we're up by 10 bills. Pretty much.
Yeah, it is such a huge difference currently, but the uptime difference is also there. It's not as big as I thought it would be. Sandfish actually nicely caught up without really abusing a market. That doesn't even have a market. So that was a really nice move with the additional fish. This is just such a great position to be in. Now spears are prodding away on the scouts. And Fennec Fox is switching into cavalry archers.
Interesting.
Range CA play coming in. Oh, but with the previous games in the mind, Sandfish was actually baited a little bit by Fennec Fox here, and is going for infantry armor.
We've seen Bloodlines in too, and I don't know if it's like a misjudgment here, but we've probably seen +2 attacking and gone, it's scout play. But
he ran the spear all around the base of Fennec Fox and managed to miss the archery ranges because they were built after the spear ran through the front. He's just now coming back. We'll see the 2 ranges, but pretty much at the same time the cavalry archers are at the ready. Though Sandfish has a nice amount of archers here, so if we're just going for Botkin crossbow, this is an okay spot to be in. If it weren't for the Siege Workshop in the front, did we see that Siege Workshop? Siege Workshop is actually in vision range for the Byzantine player. Getting those free vision upgrades is just such a big thing. The university is a nice addition, but I would rather prefer defensive siege workshop at this point. Because our gold is in such huge danger now.
Yes, however, we've seen CA. Well, we can assume CA, right?
We need it, yeah, we need it against the CA, but right now we cannot afford the 200 wood for the building, the 300 wood for the technology, while we also need the 200 wood for the defensive siege and the 175 wood for the mangonels. Like, it's so many resources right now that are going to be needed, and apparently we prefer to go for ballistics.
We're trusting our micro here.
Trusting on micro here. Yeah.
Trusting micro, and I don't like these house walls. I would actually argue here, just stonewall it all off and just ignore it. You've got to focus forward.
I would argue, yeah, I would argue for a defensive tower. We are Byzantines. We also are on stone. So one tower would hold off a whole mangonel push.
Attack ground failing.
Sending the spears for the mangonel, the cavalry archers are not really in position to protect it, so this is going to be huge. But this is a big shot. Oh my god, the mangonel had a nice splash there. Another one coming in. Cavalry archers cleaning off the spears, but not too many crossbows died there. The cavalry archer mass is rising though, and there is also a scorpion out prodding away on the archers. This is not a good spot for Sandfish to be in.
But micro's in favor though. Killed quite a few
Micro's in favor, yeah.
And that ballistics paying off hugely and bought time for the siege workshop. So we played it as best as we could do. CA gonna dive in. CA have got to force the fight here. We have fully upgraded minus thumb ring and the University 1 ballistics.
No university yet for Fennec Fox.
Can run around, be annoying, the mangonel on the way, and maybe Fox is gonna get through this looking quite poor.
Definitely would love to see the ability of the cavalry archers used here. They could already dive in the wood line where the archers couldn't follow. The Scorpion, not sure what I like to see when mangonels are on the field. But the Scorpion is getting some nice hits onto the cavalry archers. They were really stacked there.
We have enough for a castle. If we clear this mangonel up, we can force a castle at the front of our base.
And we have our own mangonel in the queue. It is going to pop anytime soon. The mangonel is in town center range, it's just dying.
Uh-oh. Problematic. It's only Scorpions and CA. This mangonel could be huge.
That's not a big mass of CA there.
It's not.
Mangonel
and again,
popping
will the way by
out.
ballistics.
Scorpion.
Uh-oh. And the ballistics paying off, and now we can come forward, clear these CA up, and maybe throw down a castle in front of our golds.
Mangonel is getting micro down. A lot of repair villages being sent at us, so the Mangonel will not just die at this point.
We have no
it's
goal.
Just dancing. Oh no, the GG has been called already?
Very early GG, we've seen the score, and
so sorry.
I don't think it's GG. I think Fox is in a very good spot.
Yeah, we are just pushing. We were just pushing the opponent off gold. Like we are still in the opponent's base with our military.
Sandfish has no defense apart from a castle. If we clear up all the army here, we kind of won the game.
Yeah. I mean, okay, but honestly, that's the thing Fennec Fox doesn't know. The next seconds should be Sandfish being able to clear the CA and the Scorpion to get that defensive castle down. But even then, there's still so much going on right now.
Yeah, there's no market for Sandfish either, so he can't even sell his stone or anything like that. So I actually feel like, even though the score is like 800 under, I don't think it is.
I do not think that the score is the issue here. And one thing I kind of want to see for this matter. Yeah, scouting is kind of similar-ish. Okay.
It's just the fish. And
the fish still being up, the fires have destroyed the docks and even have destroyed the house. We lost quite a few valuable units at the front. But while our snowball into the opponent's base is not really going that well at this point, it's not the worst spot to be in currently. There's still a lot of potential.
There's a lot of weak crossbow there too, so Scorpion's just gonna garner more value. We only have regular skirmishers, which we can kill with CA. It just, I kind of want to cry a little bit, to be honest.
This is not how a game 5 should end.
No, it's just not over, and GG's. And we're still in a pretty poor spot for Fox, but he obviously doesn't see his opponent's res bank, and if he did, well,
Yeah,
if he's watching now, he is fucking livid. Like, there's no way else to say it because the game is 1,000,000% not over.
trainers for guesses in Discord. Yes, I think it's time to go for the guesses of who could have played here, who could have called it while being the aggressor in the opponent's base. Let's have a look. Are they in Discord channel below us? Yeah, I go down.
No worries.
Like it really genuinely fits well with the play style. At some point I did consider like, oh, Apollo I guess could be a solid guess, but it didn't feel like an Apollo game.
Okay.
And I just looking at the players, I have no indication of anything else. The only other option that I could think of might be the wild card
For who?
for Sandfish.
Sandfish? Okay.
Solely on the fact that, and again, I don't know who the wild card is, but if it is Spaz, the adventurer, then I could see them doing this in these 5 games. I could see.
If Spaz is the wild card, wouldn't that be Fennec Fox?
No, I think Fennec Fox is Huggy, and I'm gonna stick to that argument. To be completely honest, I feel like it just fits Huggy well, and their playstyle.
So the other two from Lorhay stream just joined. Hello, first of all, and secondly,
Hello there.
Pride just said, I think you've missed it by a couple of seconds. He thinks that Sandfish might be blue player, which I think he also guessed in the round of 16. So he doesn't change his votes. There's one guy in here who knows Huggy very, very well, and that is Happy the Andy. If anyone knows Huggy, it's you. Did this look for Sandfish? Did this no, sorry, not for Sandfish, for Fennec Fox. Did this look like Huggy to you?
No,
It did not.
no. Huggy has been a lot better recently with his eco, like, to give him credit. The APM kind of does lean towards him, and the Malian's picking a weird spot, you could argue, but no, it's not Huggy because there's no demos on any of the maps. The water play was non-existent from him.
Also,
and
Huggy would realize with 2 forward goals that this is not a position you surrender in game 5.
yeah, it's just not his style. It's not him. It's not him.
Yeah, Otto in chat, I can tell you that Andy probably did not see Antlope play because I think he didn't watch any of the games. But yeah, but Antlope would be, if what you're saying is true, then Antlope might be the only one left to consider for Huggy who lost 0-3 in the round of 16, which is just APM wise. So, okay, here's my take, and yes, you're going to have to listen to my take now. I think Sandfish. I said Apollo. Many people said Apollo after the round of 16. I don't think so anymore. I think it's Otter. And the person he shares my suspicion with is Apollo, but I was 50-50 on Scorpion to be Apollo or Otter, and I think I'm just gonna swap these two. I think Scorpion might have been Apollo, and Otter might have been Sandfish.
I've done my guesses, and I thought Otter as well.
Yeah. Like, the round of 16 draft screamed Otter to me already, but then the games were like kind of weird, and Sandfish's strats look so unique that it's either preparation or Otter doing other things. And that's where I think that's a piece of the puzzle. But the last piece of the puzzle for me is that I would have to accept that Phoebus actually lost to Chris. So that's where I'm at. So, Lorraine, what about you?
Really, really bad here. Like we had Hagik against Hagik. I mean, with your insight in the previous round, then it can make sense that Hagi was the one losing that match. But really, who got to this point? No one is on their card that they really like opening double stable, do they? This was so unique to me that there were multiple games where this happened. But I mean, yeah, with the all-in aggression, Otter is definitely someone who does fit the cards here.
I also with Otter, like from playing him, some of his decision making under extreme pressure is very, very, very high level. I don't want that to go to his head because I know he takes positives like gold dust and will never let him live it down. But the ballistic choice there was something that you only get from people who cast or play a lot of tournament high level against high level players, and I know Otter does that. So that has completely swung it for me to being Otter, and I'm just going to accept that in the 2 games he lost, he just had a brain fart and a meltdown during. That's how I'm guessing.
I'm just gonna repeat the guessing link in the chat, so we don't have that many votes, so people might just throw in their votes. You're welcome to do too as casters. Your vote also counts if you haven't already. So feel free to do that. And I just realized I forgot to send you the recordings for the next game, which is what I'm going to do in the next couple of 2 or 3 minutes. So yeah.
Okay.
And you can feel free to discuss whatever you feel like at that time, or take a break. Would be well deserved at this point.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, what I had, like, I think the only thing that I thought was a bit weird overall was the Danikil game, where Sandfish decided to go Fire Lancers in Castle Age, which I thought was a bit weird. But other than that, like, it didn't really say anything about any of the players. Like, I don't know who would think of doing that in that situation, so that didn't really give me much more information than anything, I guess.